Hi everyone, it's Julie from Sprouts and Stems here. I know I'm kind of like far away, it's a weird angle. I will fix you in right after this intro, but today I'm going to be putting all of these beautiful cuttings and little plants into this terrarium. Well, I'll be putting as much as I can fit in there, so we'll see what happens. And I'm doing this because I'm moving in a few weeks. Some of you will know that I moved out of my old apartment at the end of March, and I've been temporarily staying at my parents', and now my new place is all locked in. So I want to gather all these little things and put them into one thing to make it easier, and I figured why not make a pretty terrarium out of it. And I hadn't revealed where I'm moving to yet. I said I wanted to keep it to myself until it was all situated. So drum roll please. I'm moving to the greater Nashville area. I'm gonna leave it vague because, you know, internet safety and whatnot, but I will be in the general Nashville area. So I'm really excited. It's gonna be a big move, but I'm really excited for it. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and that's it. So let's get into the video. So I have this fish tank here. I know it's kind of hard to see, just bear with me for a second. It is a fish tank. I went and got it at Petco the other day. It's just a regular 5 gallon, I think it's a 5.5 gallon. I painted it yesterday. I painted like the black rims white. I need to definitely still touch it up, so if you see it and it looks a little bit messy in some of the shots, that's why. But I just wanted to get this video done, so I painted the majority of it yesterday. Yeah, I just want to make a really pretty arrangement with all my cuttings and everything. So I'm going to go into the garage and put some potting mix in this, just because it's just easier to do it out there, and then I will be right back. I'm just going to kind of stick my head out here for the time being, but the focus will be on the terrarium, and I know you can see the reflection in the terrarium. I honestly don't know what to do about that. So what I did is I put perlite in here and potting mix, and that's it. Perlite is for just a little bit of extra drainage at the bottom. I did not want to put any rocks in here because I want this to be easily movable and I don't want to weigh it down with a bunch of pebbles at the bottom. And this is going to remain an open terrarium. So it's basically just a regular, I know that it's called a terrarium, but it's a regular planter basically that just doesn't have a drainage hole. So you don't need charcoal because there's already airflow. We can just treat this as a normal pot that you would plant plants in. Let's see, okay. I have one initial idea, so I will do that and then we'll build around my initial idea. Also, I'm going to try my best to cut out my sniffles when I'm editing this, but the allergies, man, the allergies this season have just been terrible. I've been waking up in the middle of the night, like every night, rubbing my eyes, so I'm pretty allergy-ish today, and if I don't quite catch all of my sniffles, that is why. Okay. Here we have this terrarium, which I've had now for a while. The sphagnum moss is actually starting to become green again. So that's cool. And there's just some Micans cuttings in here. They're all rooted and nice. So I think I'll start with this blob and just kind of, hopefully I can just kind of plop it in here and it'll continue to do its thing. I think I'm still going to keep this container, but like I said, just for the sake of keeping it easy when moving the plants, I want to consolidate as much as possible. I was thinking, I wasn't really sure how I would get it out of here. Like, I feel like maybe I could use a pair of tongs. I was thinking, could I just kind of like stick to chopsticks in here and just kind of get, oh, that's kind of working. Oh, okay. This is what I'm doing. I'm just kind of trying to scoopity scoop. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It fell, but it fell in there. So that is cool. I'm just gonna take some of the charcoal and perlite. This is, as you can probably tell, I'm just going to like try to be artsy about it, try to make it look nice, but at the end of the day, this is me just kind of like throwing everything in here and letting it do its thing. And this is what working with plants is all about. It doesn't have to be totally formulaic. Sometimes you can just throw things in a container and see what happens. Oh, I have this big like red Tupperware and I just keep forgetting that it's right next to me. I have moss that is actually looking pretty okay for the most part. Looks pretty good. Every time I open this, because I like never have to open it because it just stays wet all the time, I'm like shocked that the moss looks good. Maybe I should just stop being shocked and just accept the fact that it looks good. So I'm going to, this is just like regular tap water just to moisten up the mix a little bit. And everything that I'm putting directly in the potting mix is moisture and humidity loving. So they all, for the most part, have the same like requirements in that sense, but I'm thinking I might put the string of turtles in here, but I might literally just plop it in the corner and keep this container because string of turtles like to dry out. So before I forget to tell you that, that is what I'm doing. Where should we put the moss? Here? I was thinking maybe at some point before I leave of going out in my parents' backyard and getting some moss and like sticks and rocks and stuff and making like a native terrarium so that I could take a little piece of my home with me on my move. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. I have all this beautiful moss already right here. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Might just do that as like a fun little project and not film it. I also have this, which I think is going to be super cute. This is water. I literally just cut these because this section of my ribble peperomia was especially red, and I wanted to take a beautiful red section. So I'm just going to do this for now. I think that's super cute. So here's a beautiful Enjoy Pothos cutting that I cut out of my other terrarium like a month, or actually like 2 months ago at this point. It's got some nice roots coming from all those various nodes. And where do we put this one? This one is so pretty. I want her to like have her moment. You know what I mean? I put it like there, maybe? Can put the moss kind of on top of it. Actually, let me see, what does this look like from your guys' point of view? Is this looking good? Okay, I see here maybe we need a little bit of moss right there. So maybe we will do this reindeer moss. Okay, I have less space than I thought it would. You know what, some of these string of hearts, maybe I won't put the turtles in here, but I'll take the string of hearts. Some of them are a little overwatered like inside, but overall it's looking pretty good. So I'm just going to pause for a second, pull out the little overwatered hearts, and then, yeah, I'll plop the string of hearts in here too. Going to rearrange a little. I have a plan, don't worry. Bury the that plastic cup I put upside down and packing it in so it stays sturdy. And cleaning at the bottom of that. Okay, I think I really like that. I will put this little guy maybe next to him. What do you guys think? And then the peperomia will go like that, maybe? Is that cute? I can't really tell. I hope so. I'm gonna look at it from the front again. Oh my gosh, I love it. It is so cute. So I just did a little rearranging in terms of like the roots and the leaves and stuff. I added a little more potting mix into this corner where some of the roots were poking out. I wiped down the glass, and also slight tweak, I realized I had like dried reindeer moss. I'm pretty sure I just got this from like a craft store at some point. I just had it hanging around, but I had a little bundle of dried reindeer moss, and I used that here around the string of hearts because since moss doesn't want to dry out, I would have had to continually sprayed the real moss, like the live moss that was right here. But because the hearts were kind of draping down over that, I didn't want to be constantly spraying the hearts and having those like eventually rot away. So I moved all the live moss is now over here, and this is dried reindeer moss from a store just to kind of like cover up this cup or plastic pot like just a tiny bit, make it look a little bit more natural. I don't know, you guys know what I mean. All right, so I got you from this angle now so you could see what it looks like from above. Some of the leaves are a little dirty, but that's fine. Try to get some of that off later when it dries a little more. And some of the roots are still definitely poking out, but that's okay as long as like a good amount of them is buried or in contact with the soil. Like, this is what plants do in the wild. Plants don't have to be perfectly potted in a pot all the time in order to grow. So some of these cuttings might not make it. Some of them, maybe they're a little bit too exposed. Some of them might die off, but some of them are going to thrive in here, and that is totally okay. So this is all the live moss that I had, philodendron micans, lemon lime philodendron. I can never remember. I always want to call this a neon philodendron. Enjoy pothos, ripple peperomia, no roots, so it's still in here. And then hearts, I just kept them in the pot that they've been in, and dried reindeer moss. Did not end up putting the turtles in today. Maybe at some point. I definitely think those will look cute in here, but I just got these, so I kind of want to admire them a little more on their own, that is. And then I didn't put these in here yet because I want to grow the roots a little more. So here's what it looks like. I'm really happy with it. And even though the white paint is still a little messy, I have to go in and touch it up at some point. I think like overall it still looks good, and I'm happy it's not black. I think it would just ruin the vibe of my eventual apartment decor, so really happy with this. And I'm going to water it for the most part just like I would water a normal plant that's planted in a pot that doesn't have drainage holes. So always feel with your finger first to feel how wet or dry the soil is. The hearts I'll water as I normally do because they're in their own pot. When they're mostly dried out is when I water them. Moss likes to remain moist, so mist the surface to keep it moist, and they do prefer non-tap water, so distilled water and then rainwater, but I don't always remember to do that, so I'll try to remember to put distilled water. Then pothos and philodendron, they don't ever want to totally dry out, so I'll kind of keep that general section on the damper side, not wet, but not super dry. And that is that. So thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, I almost forgot. Somebody commented on one of my blog posts a few days ago saying, because I don't remember which blog post it was, but I had said something like, I really enjoy propagating plants, and the person was like, I do too, but like, what do you do with all your newly propagated plants? Because it becomes a lot, and like, I don't have room for that many plants. And I told her, this is one thing I like to do. It doesn't have to be this big of a terrarium, but put them all or some of them together in a terrarium and make it really pretty. And yeah, so this is something you could do with just cuttings you have. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. And now I'll say bye. So please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and thanks so much for watching, everybody, and have a great day. Bye.